Today we are breaking down the WSOP Super Main Event final table. I'm Luna, passionate about this sport that is poker, and I'm going to show you the GTO masterclasses and the fatal mistakes that define this historic 60 million prize pool. Forget luck, in a few seconds we are diving straight into the action to see how you can apply these elite high-stakes strategies to crush your own tournaments and chase those 5 to 6 figure scores. Let's get into it. And today we are going to break down some of the key hands of this final table. First hand that we are going to analyze here is all-in from UTG. First hand, all-in from Franco, and Eric Wasserson decides to go all-in in the big blind with Queen. This is standard play, nothing to do here on this hand, and we will see if we lose the first player for this first elimination, maybe in the final table of the WSOP Super Main Event. Flop, nothing special. Nine doesn't change anything. Now Franco needs ace and only an ace to win. And this time it will not make it for him. We have the first elimination, finishes in 8th place. And I think he won like 700k, so a big result. On the other hand, we have an open from Eric and a defense of Bernard here. He flops, wow. So one has overpair with flush draw to go with, and the other one has flush, flop flush. I think Bernard should raise directly here. Normally it's the standard play. We will see what he decides to do. He decides to call this one. Okay. We could go with both lines. He decides to check on the turn. It's the standard. Yeah, I think it's normal because he doesn't have like ace king. Normally he's in his range, so his opponent will still have the flop advantage. And so here we decide he should go for. Decides to go for relatively small sizing, which makes a lot of sense because he's blocking most of the calls of the opponent, and he's also way ahead a lot of the time. So now Bernard will go mainly, I think, for a raise, considering this small sizing. He decides to go for it. He chooses quite a big raise, 4x. I really like this play. I think it's standard when the opponent decides to go for small sizing. If the opponent would go for sizing closer to maybe 60%, then maybe I think he will just go for a call. But when the opponent is putting that little in the middle, sorry, he most of the time doesn't have a flush. So the best way to increase the money in the pot is to raise. Now we'll see the river, and we'll see if Eric will go for a third barrel here. I think he should go for a third barrel. It's difficult to see his opponent on a better hand. And at the same time, I'm not sure he will have more value, but Bernard, yeah, Bernard, I don't know if he's going to go for all-in now. Yeah, he decides to go all-in. He must think that the opponent doesn't have that many flush. Yeah, with the sizing at the turn that he decides to go with. It's quite, I would say, a thin value because they are quite deep at the start of the end. They are like 300, so 300k. If you go multiply by 2, it gets like 60 blinds deep, if I'm correct. So being 60 blinds deep, I'm not sure you're supposed to jam with flushes at the river. It depends on what you think of the opponent, but it's not quite an easy one. And Eric now has a really tough decision. Is straight. It's quite an hero call here. He's never going to be the opponent never going to value less than what he has. A really tough decision on his hand. I'm not sure he will find the fall with his hand because he has also a blocker to the best hands of the opponent. Wow. He decides to lay it down. It's quite impressive here. Really well thought through by him. Really, it wasn't an easy spot. And we'll see. Also, something to notice, there's a French player on the final table, Jean-Noël Torel, really known in the high-stakes community and also quite a legend in this poker scene. So I have a French channel also on poker, and which is way more developed than this one. This one I started a few weeks ago, but I have a English channel, a French channel where I discover most of the best players that played, and I think I will do maybe a video to analyze his gameplay. So if you want to check out my French channel, it's called Luna Poker. So yeah, if you want to see more content analysis of bigger tournaments and analysis of online tournaments, you can check it out. But it's all in French, so it's only for French people, French-speaking people in general. Okay, we don't know the hand of Terence. It's a mystery hand, so we'll have to discover his hand or try to analyze what he should have. Now at the turn, we see normally it should be a fold from Eric if Terence decides to second barrel, I think. Yeah, he decides to go all in directly, slightly overbet. I think I would fold in Eric's shoes. I'm not sure about his Terence range. Normally, the type of hands that will do that are either over cards, like pocket queens or others. I'm not sure about the... I will just check the action that happened pre-flop. Yeah, so we have a raise and a call pre-flop. No. No, we only had a call in position. We only had a call in position, and Eric was the first to bet in position. So I really don't like... okay, now I have more precision on the hand. I really don't like the bet of Eric out of position here at the start of the hand. I really don't think that you should value that thin in a final table. And now that he checks the turn, he has a really tough spot because there's a lot of either combo draws or even really strong hands in opponent's shoes. I think with the hand that he chose, I think he has to fold. Sorry, it's really difficult spot for him. I chose quite a wrong line. I think you're really not supposed to c-bet thin out of position here in those spots. And for a second time in a row, he's going to have a really tough decision. The problem is that he really chose the wrong line. He really chose to play this hand really unconventionally, so it's going to be tough to take the correct decision now. Sometimes when you made a mistake, it's almost impossible to correct it, and yeah, he's going to fold here. It's the end for the recap of this tournament for the English channel. I will continue the recap and the analysis of the hands of the final table on my French channel. If you want to check it out, I will put the link in the description. And we will see otherwise each other in another video with another recap of some small hands on these tournaments, on live tournaments, and also on online tournaments. See you.